All right, I'm gonna talk about the reunion, Housewives of Atlanta, reunion part 2, season 16. So of course we picked off where we left off when we was going against, well, it was Phaedra against Angela, okay? And this whole market situation, did you know the dude? Did you not know the dude? Of course Phaedra denies everything. Angela says, well, you must have been trying to come at me so that you can secure your spot here for the next seasons and all that stuff coming up. And of course, everybody looking at Angela like, no, that's not how it works, boo-boo. Phaedra has already been secure. She's never not been secure. If you really break it down, okay? If listen, Candy stopped it. Had Candy said, okay, we can move forward and talk about it and all that stuff and whatever, then she still would have been there all this time. But nope, she had to wait for her to exit stage left so she can enter off the stage right. Okay? Which, look, speaking of Candy, she just, Angela brings her up. She doesn't say her name, but she brings up the lie that you were, basically eager to put out against another cast member, and you see how that worked against you, this and this and that. So, of course, they're going back and forth. Do you know Charles and all this stuff? Like, how you know Charles, and what circles was you rolling in? Because you wasn't in our circles. Me and Charles be over here with these people. We ain't never seen you nowhere. Phaedra, oh, I've been in all the circles, girl. You ain't in none of the rooms that I'm in. I'm in with the Emmys and the Oscar winners and all this and those. But you ain't there. Yeah, whatever, girl. You breaking into those rooms. That's how you getting in. So, this back and forth against them was ran into morph to that Marcus thing, right? Because do you know the dude or do you not know the dude, right? She goes on the phone and calls her brother, okay? Puts him on speakerphone, obviously lets him know, like, yeah, well, she must have previously let him know, like, I'm gonna call you at some point, so answer the phone if you see some random number. That's gonna be me, okay? So, hey, do you know Kimberly such and such and all this stuff? You went to school with them? No, I don't know them. I don't know who we talking about. Here go Andy. Well, you Facebook friends with them? Oh man, I don't know. I'm Facebook friends with a lot of people. Like, whatever, Okay, cool, because some of us have friends on there that we don't really know or don't know at all. But for the majority, you add people that you do know. So, I don't know. Do I think Phaedra set this dude out against her? I have no idea. I would say I wouldn't put it past her. Okay? I go say she didn't. I go say she did. But I go put it past her. And then from the brother and all this, I don't know him, Marcus stuff situation, it rose into, yeah, and then you also sending goons out to fight me with sending somebody out to, they telling me that they got hands for me and this and this and that. So, Andy, white people, what does I got hands mean? It means that, they got some hands for where they ready to brumble. Okay, that's what it mean. Okay, we know what it mean. You ain't got to know, but if you hear it next time, then you might want to walk away. If you ain't got them hands for them too. Okay. Of course, Drew believes Marcus talking about he was just really, really scared. Like the way he was acting, I guess, was so scared to come and reveal this. So, I mean, why wouldn't it be true, Kelly, she was actually the first one to be accused because it was her event. So, you was in charge of the guest list, which means you should have known who was coming, I guess. But I don't know if there was a guest list and all that stuff. Nobody ever asked that question. So, where does Angela stand? Is this with the group or whatever? Let me think. Can we move forward? Got some things to work out. Okay, yeah. So where does Angela and Phaedra stand? That's what that means. Okay. Um, yeah, it's pretty much Angela. She is a level-headed lady. Like, if they can come to an understanding, then she can get over it and move on, move forward. Not that she will forget, but she ain't gonna have no beef to her. You know what I'm saying? She can let that shit go. Like, I like that about Angela. Like, she very level headed. Even when she losing her cool, she still be like, I don't know how. I gotta learn that. Okay, I gotta learn. We roll into Angela and Kelly. I guess they might have had a small rift in their little friendship building, because I don't know, technically were they really friends or not. I don't know. But I guess Kelly caught herself getting into Angela's business a little bit when it came to Charles and their marriage, and trying to give her advice and all this stuff on what she thinks was, I guess what was going on and all this stuff, See, and then this was another thing about this episode, which I'll wait. Well, I guess, yeah, comparing. Why are we doing this comparing a lot? Is something going on with it? And that's not supposed. That's what's not working here, because we're supposed to be having fun, moving forward, talking about what's happening now, this and this and that, maybe a few things from the past, but not too far, like just like yesterday. And but you did this, but I did this, but you did that too, but you did the same thing, like that. We'll get there. How old is Angela? Okay. She bought her birth certificate. Andy reads it. She was born in 1981, what makes her 43. Okay, I don't know. I ain't doing the math. But I was born in 87. So let me say 87, 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81. She's 6 years older than me. She's 44, okay? So I'm like, wait, 43, I'm off 44. Okay. Angela's nose is not from the 90s. It's from 2017, and it was actually a gift from Charles. Angela is premenopausal. I don't know if she's technically admitting it, because it was like she was admitting that she was, but for me it was like, did the doctor tell you this, or are you just guessing that this is just what's happening? Like, I don't know. But she's coming out with a line of fans, okay? Be looking out soon, okay? Angela's properties, what happened to them in the end? She said they all gone. Look, what properties? Yeah, them bitches gone. Okay. Put too much money in. Just didn't get enough out of it. And at the same time, she, her mother passed, unfortunately, sudden. So it was just a mixture of a lot of things that just say, yo, we got to let this go and move on to the next thing. Okay. Which I guess will be these fans. And that should be a hit, because everybody do be hot these days. Me personally, I'm just cool with my little hand fan. Unfortunately, I was carrying one before everybody caught on to the whole little shebang boo. But, that's, everybody make things a trend when it's just something that bitches been doing for years. Well, at least fancy bitches like me, okay? So, no, I'm just playing. So, Drew and Angela's friendship was brought up, which I didn't even notice that. Shouldn't have. I'm looking at the couch now that I just noticed that. It should have been Shamia sitting next to Kelly, and Kelly sitting and Angela sitting next to Drew, because those was the friend combinations, but they was kind of in between each other. So it was kind of like, was this couch on this side actually okay? Like, I don't know, with that seating arrangement, confusion kind of kind of was there a little bit. But anyway, Angela and Drew friendship, it seemed as if Angela was just riding for Drew like all the time, the whole season, especially in the beginning when they was trying to build a friendship and all this stuff, because they was trying to ice Drew out a little bit, or just wasn't seeing it for her like she thought they should have. And on the other hand, when it came to Drew, it just seemed like, girl, you was kind of nowhere for me. Like, okay, you was here for this market situation, but girl, you left. Which what Drew said, girl, I didn't leave. I went to go get him. And that's what I thought I saw. I thought she got up to go get him. But I'll have to watch it back to see, did she ever come back? Which I thought she did come back, and she was sitting next to him. I don't know. Maybe she got up after the fact and left. If that's the case, then sure. But of course, Drew apologizes for any ill that she's done, because we are building a friendship, and I thought I was gonna be there for you and all this good stuff. Blah, 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 blah. So Shamia jumps in here because it was like Drew, it's just so crazy how you being so acceptive of how they're picking apart you and Angela's relationship, but when it was between when me and Portia was going through our thing, y'all was just picking us apart like this. And I don't see how, like I said, this comparing thing with each other. Shamia, why, like you know what I'm saying, like this comparing thing, why did you have to push the issue? Because technically it really had nothing to do with you, besides when we get to the lapdog talk. We get on Phaedra real quick. She's only there for like 2 days, but why did you leave Married to Medicine? Good question, Andy. Good question. I'm glad somebody asked just to see if she gonna answer, because like I said, comparing and lying. Woo! Everybody lying on this mud. Why you leave Married to Medicine? Because it was nothing else left for her there. Nothing else to give her. She felt that they didn't value her. It was the right time, and hell, I'm an original housewife, so I shouldn't have been there in the first place, is what you should have said. Look, and next question. Did everybody like the nicknames that Phaedra was giving out to everybody? Shortcake and Woman of the Night. Like, I don't, whatever she was giving the names. Of course, everybody laughed that off, because they know them is just jokes. Okay, so we get into, we bring up Brittany and how Phaedra was trying to, give her advice about how to navigate this space on this show, and Portia brings up that, it was well, of course, Angela and Andy was pretty much congratulating her, kind of doing that for her, almost, I wouldn't say, kind of almost breaking the fourth wall a little bit, just, saying it, because she said it on camera. Normally, like Portia said, the girls would pull, the OGs will pull the newbies to the side behind the scenes and say, okay, listen, you're going to be here, listen, you're going to have to do this, do that, reel it in, keep it cool, be friendly, be nice, read the room, okay? Before you pop off and do anything, relax and check what's going on, and then maybe you can react a little bit better, and maybe you can read people a little bit better, because you would have read Kenya a little bit better. Shamia kind of jumps in over here just to say that Brittany was actually backstabbing everybody, pretty much, because she was talking behind people, talking to people about other people behind their backs. Tongue twister, wow. And Phaedra being one of them, since y'all want to try to be friends with her, girl, she was talking about you too. That's basically what she was saying. we bring up yet Candy and the situation. I'm gonna just call it Candygate. We bring up Candygate, okay? And it was like, was it Shamia who asked? I don't know, but something was Angela or Drew or Kelly. But anyway, the question was asked, or look, Andy, I forget Andy is the host. My bad. Why would you be back cool with Phaedra but not cool with Shamia after all that you and Phaedra been through in the past, with the Candygate situation, right? Because we ain't never saying her name. Did we ever say it? Oh, no, I think we did say it once, or we gonna get to the next season. But anyway, I'm sorry. Candygate. Take a drink every time we say Candy, okay? Boop. Y'all might be drunk by the end of this. Shamia says, not Shamia, but Portia says, listen, it was time and space between me and Phaedra, before we got back, talking and all that stuff. Me and you, we just ain't got there yet. So give us some time. And plus, you be lying and all this other stuff. So Shamia brings up that after Candygate, because remember, she wasn't technically she was a friend of, so when all this stuff was coming out, she never came out to say anything. She wasn't on the episode or the reunion to try to say oh, this and that happened. But it was well, I never got no closure on my end, and everybody was talking about me I was just some type of hoe out here in the streets getting passed around and this and this and that. And that wasn't the case, So she was going around speaking on it, okay, on different platforms to, I guess, try to say her piece. But Phaedra just said that, I guess to try to close this out a little bit with Shamia, that, she didn't mean to say it for, public consumption. Which I don't think she did. Obviously, she was trying to whisper when she said it. Remember? But she forgot the mics be there, so they still be listening, and they write it down, and then they put it up on the computer screen, and then we can see it. And we saw the words on the screen, okay? Girl, so you was trying to whisper, so yeah, I can see where you would try to say it for public consumption. So I will give you that, Phaedra. But girl, you still said it while you were filming. So I don't know how you thought that was going to get past. Maybe you thought they was going to edit it out or something. But girl, it didn't. And thought it was comical? Comical. That I'm a hoe trying to sleep with Candy in a dungeon. Look, Candy and Todd in the dungeon getting for free drugs or for free beats or whatever, or getting oh Lord. Okay, Phaedra apologizing. I'm sorry, I was going into a whole other thing. Y'all know I just be going there sometime, right? Just my little rants and tantrums, but I got to keep it focused back on what we talking about, right? So Phaedra does apologize to Shamia, I'm sorry, this and that, we didn't expect things to blow up the way they did, but it did. Like I said, you was never there to ever have your say, so I'm glad she got to say a little bit, but still not enough. Y'all see what I'm saying here? It's yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a phantom, okay, because it exists, but it doesn't. And we're just going to act like it doesn't and just, whatever, fine. But comical, girl, that shit wasn't funny. Look, because I was like, if I was to be right, that was not funny. And Candy didn't find it funny either. All right, so they go take a lunch break, okay? Because we've been out here for some hours, obviously, got to take ourselves. Get something to eat, get out these dresses for a hot little second and not see it proved. I knew that's on a Portia dress wasn't even a dress. It was a thing, and it was a piece of fabric stuck on the bottom. And Phaedra went to the same person, but he, with all the little mesh thing, probably sold hers together or whatever, so that, you know, her. But either way, like I said, that shit wasn't a real dress. I mean, it looked, like I said, it was a cute overall look, or it was a cute look. But Angela won overall best. It was everything was put together. When, you know, standing up, putting down, it was all together. And I just went on another tangent. All right, so we get back and Andy decides to bring up, okay, you know what? We did get 2 statements. One from Kenya, one from Brittany. He reads both. We already saw those statements when they actually came in real time. As well as some other ones, like Brittany did a whole little photo shoot of her outfit that she was supposed to wear and all types of stuff. Like, girl, I'm glad Kenya didn't go that far, okay? But yeah, Brittany. But yeah, see, like I said, my whole stance on it anyway from the beginning was that they both should have been here. Although Brittany opted out to leave on her own doing, Kenya was put out, but she should have been put back in. She should have been in. That's all I'm saying. They statements, you know, their apologies, their accountability. And that's all we got. So, you know, since we're talking about them, obviously, like we were supposed to talk about them in their own little segments. It was supposed to come up. But I guess we can talk about it amongst those who were there that are still here. Of course, all the ladies were shocked and appalled and just was like, what the WTF? What the, why would Kenya do this? And why, you know what I'm saying? Why would she take it that far? Brittany thinking that Kenya was coming for her from the beginning with the whole ring situation is, you know, she wasn't reading. She didn't pick up the right energy. Her clues, her antennas was off, okay? She didn't catch the signal. And she thought Kenya was just straight being mean and shading her and being rude to her. But that's not the case. You know, I think she probably, see, that's what I'm saying. Do you watch the show before, or you do your research or whatever on these ladies before you come? I'm sure if you know what I'm saying, I'm sure she did. If she not, I don't know, but you would know certain things about her. So I think maybe a preconceived notion might have been built up in her already from the get, and maybe that's why she reacted such a way. I don't know, or maybe she just was on defense mode from day one because she was meeting new people and it was a new, you know, like, we don't really know for sure, because guess what? The ain't here to talk and speak her dang piece. That's all you had to do, Brittany. It wasn't even that hard. Hell, you could have did we could have did a Skype, Zoom, anything. I'm just so mad. So Kenya, well, not Kenya, but Cynthia, I didn't even notice that she got a lot of slack from, I guess, all the internet and the fans and all that stuff from her not taking Kenya's side after the salon stunt. I don't think nothing was wrong with what Cynthia did. As a friend, I thought she did the right thing, which was tell her from what we saw on camera, girl, you know this wasn't right. I don't know why you did this. You know this. You better than that. You better than that. Miss USA, child, bring it together. Why? You know that. Come on now, girl. That's all she said. That's what anybody was supposed to do. Like, pull you to the side, say, you know that wasn't right, girl. You need to go make it right, okay? And she did make it right, and whatever right that she know how to make, okay? Because I know some people don't accept it and all this stuff, but What is you supposed to accept from somebody? That's the other thing when it comes to these apologies and that take accountability. So y'all be learning new words and y'all run with it and don't be even knowing what the word really means sometimes. And that's accountability is one of them, okay? Because how much do you want them to take account from what the things that they did? That's all I'm saying. How many sorries can somebody say for you to say, okay, I believe them? That's all I'm saying. So y'all leave Cynthia alone. She wasn't doing nothing right. Kenya, call that girl, because she said that she ain't talked to her since that day. Like, for real? Whoa, I couldn't believe it. But it is what it is. So Portia speaks up. See, Portia was she Brittany mouthpiece and she Kenya mouthpiece. She don't talk to Kenya too. Talking about, of course, Kenya feels so bad and everything. You know, she know what she did was wrong. And I already knew that she was gonna do it. See this? I already knew that she was doing her research and gathering up materials. I just didn't know how she was gonna present it, but I already knew she had it because she told me that one of these girls is the one that gave her the information. So they like, who, and Andy did point out, here that yes, there was an investigation done on both parties, Brittany and Kenya, because remember Brittany did the incident that started that popped Kenya off. We got to investigate both incidences. They, I think, are continuing if it comes to that court stuff that Brittany got going on. Sure, they might have to, but it seems whatever findings they had was inconclusive because he didn't give us the results. Okay, Andy, I don't know. I was listening, but you didn't give me my answer. Portia said that Drew was the one that sent her the information. Drew was like, girl, no, I don't think so. I think she went to a private investigator. So for you to say that I did that, like, don't even do that because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So the Brittany and Portia, all these names, Brittany and Shamia beef, it pretty much did it start over the donations. I guess that's when it really started, was she didn't donate enough and all that stuff, trying to play her, or she felt like she was being played, like being broken, all this type of stuff. Like, girl, don't be doing me. But anyway, Shamia, like, yeah, she took it too far when she brought up my daughter, which is true. You don't bring the kids into things. We got to leave them out. Okay, keep them outside. Their baby ain't got nothing to do with this. And if the baby's sick, the baby's sick. Don't nobody fake stuff like that, okay? Like, come on now, be real. See, Brittany ain't got no kids yet. Maybe she don't understand. They always say that crap. But listen, don't let y'all ain't got no kids out there. Like, it don't work that way. That's all I'm saying, bitch. You don't play around. I mean, unless you just ain't no real parent or nothing, or you just don't love them and don't like them. Because if you don't love them, then you just don't care. Like, and in that, sure. But no, you went too low, so that's why Shamia was mad. But what Brittany is really mad about is the fact that Kelly and Shamia sided with each other. Okay, when it came, when they was at that dinner table, and they brought up the donations thing, and Kelly was like, "Yeah, girl, I just think we all should show up everywhere like we do all the time in all spaces." Remember that? Yeah. And Brittany was like, huh? She ain't talking about me. I know she ain't talking about me. Girl, I show up. I do. Show up and show out. Shy is doing so good. Little Shiloh, she's doing better. I think she done had like 2 surgeries since, whatever this filming of this taping of this reunion was. And they're on a hunt for a new surrogate, or did they find a new one? I think they did find one. Getting that boy. We gotta get that boy out the way. Understandable, she's a wife. Doing what wifely duties have to do, which is, give your husband things that man want. Because guess what? He give you all the things that you want. And if he want a little boy, girl, goddamn, you got to give him that little boy. So she gonna do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Where we at? Shamia shading Drew on her singing. Like, what's going on with that? I guess her and Drew just had this whole back and forth thing pretty much after the lapdog comment. She just didn't like that. So they kind of been doing this tit for tat back and forth thing. But do she really hate her singing and all that stuff? I guess not. I don't know. Whatever. Let them compare and shade each other all they want to. The bottom line is the numbers, if we really want to get technical, and that's going to let us know who the winner is. Oh, Lord. Drew and her lies. Okay, so Shamia was trying it right here. She was trying to go somewhere, but it just wasn't landing. Somewhere in this, I think when Portia brought up the alliance, and back in the first reunion part 1, I think that shifted something in Shamia, so she can't get right with this reunion like she wanted to. Like when they took that lunch break, I didn't even mention that. She was like, dang, man, I can't even say what I want to say. I have to interrupt people, and I'm so hot. Like, I got so much to explain, and then that. Yeah, it fell flat when you was supposed to be ready for Drew. Like, girl, it was supposed to land, but Drew, with her corny self, it was better a little bit. And I was like, it was better a little bit, because Drew only speaks in memes. She don't even be saying real words. Just stuff that people say on phrases. I hate that for you. Oh yeah, you just throw that out there because it just fits. That's how that's how Drew fight in her talk. But some stuff, she was landing just a little bit. The speak 5 languages. I'm like, Drew don't speak no 5 languages. Like, that was the biggest lie from the jump. Besides, she was cousins with Michael Jordan. So Shamia like, oh wait, no. It was a book. God, what the fuck is the book called? I don't even remember the title of the book, but that's what the 5 languages came from. So she gave it to Shamia to try to get her to read, so maybe she could learn something. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Like I said, it didn't really land on Drew's part either, but it was still a little bit better than Shamia's. That's all I'm saying. Because she corny is ugh. The fake bag, that little martini bag. I can't remember the name of the damn lady. What was it? I didn't even write it down, but either way, it's supposed to be, is it like a $5,000 bag? Something in that range up there, right? Talking about hers was a knockoff for like $100, and she bought the actual knockoff to prove it. Somewhere along the blogs, like I think yesterday, or day before yesterday, something like that. Or, after a reunion, which was Monday, it's probably Monday. Drew had the receipts to say, no, I bought it, this and that, whatever. Okay, fine. Who cares? Shamia just could have came up with better examples of how you are a liar, Drew, because you are a liar. She just didn't have the right receipts on her side. Like, she just didn't have the right notes. But had she had them notes written down and ready to go, bitch, she could have ate you alive. There's a whole bunch of stuff the girl you was lying about. In the name of jokes, you see, of being comical, being funny. It's not funny. So, did Portia believe that Brittany had text messages between her and Shamia, talking about Portia or whatever, right? Of course, Portia believes that Brittany to be true. I'm not sure if she actually saw the text messages. I can't remember. Did she actually read them verbatim? Maybe she did, because now she knows the truth. So that's what she keeps saying. You lying, Shamia, you lying. And Shamia keeps telling her, well, no, girl, you lying. They going back and forth. They going back and forth. So Andrew just puts up the friendship reel of them. You know, let's go back and take it back. You know, we were friends since kids and high school and growing up. And ooh, fast forward to today, we is non-existent, okay? Because people is lying. So as we're closing out the show, we're going into, you know, pretty much why their friendship is just not existing at this moment. Portia is just trying to say, like, it's all the stuff that Shamia, you know, you going on the blogs, you going in all these places, podcasts, and you just talking ill about me. You just saying all these things, you saying lies, you bringing up old stuff, like, you trying to get my fans, using all the information against my, you know, that you know of me, to get my fans to come against me and you know, and kick me out the alliance. So here we go back to that alliance thing. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all both lying. Because if y'all was in the alliance, that means y'all actually was working together. So how your ass get kicked out of the alliance is how I'm trying to figure this part out. Because I'm sure y'all the two that came into it first before y'all even added Brittany and Kelly. Correct me? Or if I'm not corrected, I don't know. Maybe she came in last, but why, does it not make sense for her, Shamia, to be the ones to put it together first? I'm just saying, like I said, lies together. It's like y'all had stories together at some point, but since y'all got twisted, now I don't want to be a part of this, or I'm gonna not say nothing about this, or girl, no, it was you, it wasn't me. See, where we should ask her about Bolo, since we want to bring up old stuff and Candygate, because Shamia was there. Was Shamia there? What you, who? Bolo, what happened? Let's bring it all up. Since we want to argue about nothing at this point, let's talk about some mess, okay? I say, right, was she there, girl? Was she in the room with her and Tan? Because Tan definitely dipped. So, bitch, where was you at? With the, let me stop. The lies on the podcast. Portia, I will be heard because you're lying and you're not telling the truth, Shamia. And Shamia, girl, you're not telling the truth either. You're lying too, and you was definitely a part of the alliance, and you was setting this like I said, y'all was in cahoots together to try to, I guess, help each other, make each other look good. Who knows what y'all was trying to do? But Portia, like, look, I'm gonna agree with Drew here. You came on this show to show a life that you ain't got, girl. No, I don't even know. You ain't, like I said, lying. Can't tell the truth, won't tell the truth. But anywho, yeah, this got long like I knew it would be. Okay, so we don't get to part 3, which I think will probably be the best ones, because at least we got Charles to cuss some folks out. I don't want to listen to Ralph lying, but we're gonna have to get through it, okay, and do it. So thank y'all for listening, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.